Ahoj, ahoj, zdraví vás Marty. A za chvilinku budeme pokračovat v téhle super pařbě smažbě. Tak jdeme na to. Držte si kloboučky.
What the hell?
Takže co pak máme za úkol? Cesty páně. Mít tak děvče jako je Tereza. Co jsme se koukali za Terezkou? A je pak bydlí Terezka. Už jsem to zapomněl. Sledovat. X, zapnout mapu. Tady je Ačko. Vezmeme si svou věrnou hata titlu a pojedem. Terezko, těš se, jedu se podívat za tebou. Doufám, že za to nebudu mít nějaký postih. Že jsem neřešil případ a jel jsem se podívat za Terezkou. Už to odkládám dost dlouho. Až je mi tak stydno. Jenom pokecáme a pojedu zase zpátky. To mě snad nezabije. A co mě nezabije, to mě posílí. Šenováku, děkuji. Jak jste si všimli, nebo mohli všimnout, dole vedle života staminy mám takovou ikonku. Vypadá to jako košile, nebo co je to ovázaný páčem. Tak to znamená, že jsem zraněný v trupu. No a až doběhne tam ten status bar, tak už budu zdravý zase. Respektive ne já, ale můj avatar. A musím projíždět hradem, anebo to jde oběd? Toť otázka. Co říká mapa? Mapa říká, že jsme to mohli oběd zprava, tak to zkusíme. Babočka! Tyjo, tady se určitě rozštípli, tady budou skaliska. No, i když... Šlo by to. Projet, ale to je dobrý kůň. To je lepší kůň než v Oblivionu, nebo ve Skyrimu. Jo, tady bych se měl nějak pomalu sledovat, to tamhle stejně je řeka. Mě prostě vždycky udiví, jak je to super realistický. Prostě mám pocit, že opravdu koukám do skutečné krajiny. Aha, tohle vede jenom do hradu, tak musíme nějak se dostat dolů, doufám, že se nezabijeme. Musím to říct takhle terénem. Jsem si fakt pojedu zpátky. Hop, koníčku, hop. Teresko, už jsem u tebe. A pan Pešek, no to musí zaplatit prachy, já nevím ani kolik. Nejdřív se půjdeme pět za Tereskou, pak se promluvíme s panem Peškem. Kde pak máme Teresku? Teresko, jsi tady? Eri, no, Teresko. Hajíme se. Kde může být? Díváme se, jestli někde poblíž. Tady je Tereska. Ahoj Teresko, už jsem měl strach, že se ti něco stalo. Tak, pokecáme.
I'd like to know.
So, how do you like it in Rattay?
It's a big town with good strong walls, so I suppose we're safe here. And they took us in our hour of need, but for how much longer? They'll grow tired of us soon enough.
What do you think of the Lord here, Sir Hanush?
He comes from the glorious line of the Lords of Lipa. Folks say he's a bit hot-headed, but he took us in, so he must be a good Christian.
Who's this Sir Hans Capon?
He's actually the real Lord of Rattay, and Sir Hanush is only his guardian, because Sir Hans is underage.
Who's this Sir Hans Capon?
He's actually the real Lord of Rattay, and Sir Hanush is only his guardian, because Sir Hans is underage and his father is dead. Folks say he's a spoilt young pup with an eye for the lasses.
How are the Skalitz folk getting on?
They're alive, that's the main thing. They have shelter, but they're just scraping by. Rattay citizens aren't happy the town is full of beggars who don't look like leaving anytime soon.
Do you know anything about those Cuman rapists? About...
They came to Hungary from God knows where, and now they... Well, folk tell awful stories about them. I hope I never see them again.
That's all.
Tak.
Have you got a moment? I'd like to ask a few questions about Skalitz. I don't remember much.
All right. What do you want to know?
How did you get me away from Skalitz?
It wasn't easy. Sir Robard and his men helped load you on a wagon, and we harnessed an old nag the bandits had left behind. The soldiers escorted us all the way here, God bless them.
What about the bandits?
Sir Robard and his men routed them. They killed the few, but the giant who attacked you fled, and Zbyszek with him. It won't be safe in Skalitz for a while yet.
Why would Zbyszek do that? I never thought much of him, but banditry?
He was always a nasty piece of work. Doesn't surprise me he joined them. If you knew what he did to me.
Tell me.
When those Cumans, they call them. When the Cumans came, Zbyszek pushed me out in front of them and fled. He sacrificed me to save his own hide.
That bastard! I won't trouble you anymore. Let's leave it be.
So, how have you been?
I can't stop thinking about Skalitz.
I know. It was hell. But life has to go on. Why not clear your head and try to forget about it? At least for now.
What do you mean?
Do you feel like a walk?
That's not a bad idea. I've got lots to do right
Já
now.
mám rande.
But I'd love to go another time. Will you come and see
Jo,
me
přijdu
again?
zase za tebou.
As her ladyship commands?
You jester.
To je stejný šašík jak já. Ale něco jsem jí přinesl, ale nevím co.
I've brought you something.
No nebudu dávat díku, dám jí šperk.
Oh, Hal. Is this for me? This must have cost you a fortune. but I
Je
like
ráda,
it
to
very
jsem rád. Tyjo,
much.
Peško, vypadni, neprocházej mi
You really
holkou.
mustn't bring me any more gifts like that, or you'll spoil me.
Tak třeba se teď bude chtít projít, když jsem jí dal
What now?
dárek.
Shall we take a walk?
You don't give up, do you? Well, let me think. I've got lots to do right now. But I'd love to go another time. Will you come and see me again?
As her
Jo,
ladyship
tak
commands?
stavím se někde, no.
You jester.
Tak ahoj, zase někdy přijedu. Teď se budeme s Peškem, co teda, jak se vyrovnáme spolu. Pane Pešek, já vám dlužím prachy, já to vím, já to prostě vím, že vám ty prachy dlužím, ale co mám kurva asi jako dělat? Jo? Už platit, dobrý,
I've
tak
got the
jo.
money to pay that debt.
And I was afraid you had a chamber pot for a head. Hand it over.
To mi
That
čistý
job's still
svědomí, že
going,
jsem srovnal
if
dluhy.
you're interested.
Nemám zájem, chlape, nebudu tam vybírat
I'm
mrtvoly
not
a
interested.
pak klíčovat a seru na to prostě. Mě naučí otvírat zámky, aha. A vybírat kapsy můžu, jo. Tak nejdřív otvírat zámky.
Try unlocking this trunk.
Prolomit zámek, snadné. Tak, pokus číslo 2 už jsem to minule zkoušel a neuspělo to, tak to zkusím znova.
Hold the lockpick in your right hand.
Pravý ruce držíš perhák. Musíš zámku vymátnout západku, no a v levý planžetu, kterou pak celý mechanismus správně otočíš. Vlastně ať se to trochu cviku. Teď zkus perhákem rachtat v zámku, dokud neucítíš správný bod.
Got it? Good. Now turn the whole lock with the blade, but don't stop holding the tumbler with the pick. Otherwise, you'll be fucked and you'll have to start all over again.
Mám takový pocit, že to kolečko v určitém místě minule bylo jakoby oranžový. Ale teď to tady nevidím, nemusím to zmáčknout? Ne. Ideální místo. No, musím najít ideální místo. Minule bylo v těchto místech. A to bylo na jiném zámku. Ideální místo. Ten zámek prostě měl nějak zbarvit, to kolečko by se mělo nějak zbarvit. No ale on s tím nechce otáčet, já mačkám D, otočit zámkem.
You forced it and broke the lockpick.
Aha,
That crack could be heard in Kuttenberg.
ještě jednou.
You have to watch out for that. An experienced guard will recognize the sound at once.
Tak. Zlatý to tam musí být, viď, ale... Jestli mi ten kroužek tady nikde nezvládne. Třeba by to měl být lehký zámek. Tak ukaž to ideální místo. Půjdem pomalu, jo. Pomalu. Tak. Hezky. Pomalinku. Pomalinku. Pomalu. Já tu nikde nevidím, teda to místo ideální. To je zajímavé. A teďkon já mám držet Dčko. A zároveň hejbat nějak myší. Ale já nevím, kde je to ideální místo. Tady někde v těchto místech bylo. Třeba tak 100 paklíčů, pak už se to naučil. Hele. Hele. Ještě prosím. No ale už začíná na to přicházet, ještě mi dejte tak 50 paklíčů a budu to umět. Dejte mi paklíč, pane Pešek. Pane Pešek, dejte mi paklíč. Pane Pešek, neškrapte se na hlavě kokot a dejte mi paklíč. Já chci paklíč, já chci paklíč, já chci paklíč, já chci paklíč. Je, kam zmizel? Au, já jsem spadl do vody, do prdele. On neumí vylít z vody. To si děláte prdel ze mě, ne? A plavat. Ale tady můžu vylít. Ty vole, on nevyleze z vody, jo. A dobrý, už nesel. Seru na to, ale už začínám trošku tušit, co mám dělat. Já si musím proč tady ten mlýn, je fakt úžasný jako. Tak já jedu. Blanko, to byla moje bejvalka, sorry. Teresko, kde jsi? Chci se rozloučit. To nepískám na tebe, koni, to pískám na Terezu. Tereza, jedině Tereza, vezmu si nějaký placky, budou se mi hodit. Nejlepší placičky od Terezičky. To se mi v boji bude pěkně papat. No, tak Terka někam šla, tak já jedu. Tak naschle, zase někdy. Naschle, pane Pešek. No, tady musím asi projet přes město, přes hrad, protože nechci šplhat do těch hor. Tak koníčku, hyje. Koně moje hyje. A meč patří k výbavě. No meč bych si měl pořídit. Není ve městě náhodou nějaký kovář? Potřebuju meč jako koza drbání. Dobrý den. A kde pak? Kde pak máme nějakýho kováře? Víte, proč jdu tak pomalu? Protože tady ve městě platí 50. Ale tady je mečíř. Ale doufám, že budu mít nějaký prachy nebo něco na výměnu a určitě si něco najde. Když tak v koni mám nějaký špinavý hadry, tak mu to naházím. V koni, no tak. Dobrý den. Prosil bych jeden meč. Nazdar, Jindro, nazdar. Tesák lovecký, tesák. Já mám tesáky, ale ty vůbec neubírají nic. Dobrý den, já bych chtěl jeden meč. Ale opravit jo, to jsem nevěděl. Co pak mi může opravit? Tesák. Luk, rukavice. A tady by měla být cena za opravu, jo. 33, to je docela drahý, ty opravy. Maximálně tak rukavice si nechám opravit. Aha, když on je červený, tak už ho dokáže opravit. Jo, tak vestu. To není tak poškozený ještě, no. Tak nic, tak obchodovat. Prodejte mi takovej nožíček jeden. Ty vole, ten toho má, ty kráso. Ani nevím, co si říct, tady si to si řekněme podle útočního čísla. Poškození. Herodův meč. A stojí... 14! No nic, a můžu já něco prodat. Díku, to dám Terese jako příští dárek, louč. Zbraně, zbroj. Jídlo. Máme 159 zlaťáků. A ceny máme tady 541. Tady je to podle ceny. Tak od nejlevnějšího, jako na Alze. No jenom tesáky, to... Sekáč. Hele, 150. Žoldáků z brach. 160. A když prodám ten tesák, kolik mi za něj dá? 16. Vložit do košíku. Vložit do košíku. Ano. A teďkon koupit takový e-shop 15. století. Ale znouzecnost, to je ta kapela. Ale mám, kolik mám? 159. Plus protihodnota. Tak zkusíme žoldáků v brach. X, vložit do košíku. Košík. Smlouvat.
Can we do something about the price?
All right, so.
Zkusíme. Můžu dát třeba takhle 140.
Are we agreed?
I'd almost shake on that. Almost.
Aha, takže to musíme tady podle toho, no.
I knew we'd come to an arrangement.
45. Děkuju, to jsem přesně potřeboval. Ahoj koníčku, podívej, už mám meč, sice asi nic moc. Co to je? On je takový ulomený, já myslím, že to není jenom dokreslený. Co jsem si to koupil? No, ale jo, má nějaký, tak uvidíme jak... Vyžaduje lepší vyšláč, účinnost je snížena, aha. Třeba časem. Koníku, tak jedem. Musíme vyšetřovat vraždu jako Sherlock Holmes. Můj milý koníku, právě jsem tě pasoval na doktora Watsona. Jseš rád, že jsi doktor? Asi jo. Co je tady? Váhy, co to jsou váhy?
Good day, Henry.
Dobrý den, co pak máte dobrýho?
God bless. Can I help you?
No, samozřejmě, že můžete to pomoct. Chci něco koupit či prodat. Bodlák, kabátec, pošívaný, něco ne. Lopata, ty vole, pěkně. Nářadí kovářské, máte toho dost, ale nemám prachy. Tak jsi již prodal něco. Tu dnešovou sekeru můžu prodat, jo, protože ještě furt neprodal. To nemá žádnou cenu za 2 koruny, že? To se řídíme podle hodnoty. Prstýnek, ten neprodám, želdáků brach potřebuju. Davice, sejvovice, mapa luk. Kůže z divočáka za 23 prodám. Počkej, prodám tu sekeru asi. Našeho kladivo prodám taky za korunu. Koruna 50. Zaječí maso, který jsem nestihl upít, mu dám taky. Popřivy. Těch je hodně, to dám taky. Nemá skoro žádnou cenu. Košík. X smlouva.
Let's have a word about the price.
Sure, why not?
Právní obchodník musí smlouvat.
I knew we'd come to an arrangement.
Hey, Henry's come to see us.
Kolik mám peněz? 62, no aspoň něco. Koníku jeden. Wow. Trošku se mi to kouslo. Robe mi teď zgrozeně. Nevím proč. Omlouvám se za technické problémy. Co se stalo? A už jsem zpátky. Na mapku, kam máme jet. Tady do Ačka, nejpůjčíš toho lapku, tak trošku popojedem. Zaražený jako bydle v hnoji, co to vlastně je? Mě zajímá. Upadlá dopravní značka. Trošku jsem se zatočil na kruhovém objezdu. Tak mě nějak láká se podívat tam do té chalupy. Nevím proč, najednou prostě ničeho nic. Podívej se tam, něco mi řeklo. No tak ten hlas ve své hlavě poslouchám a jdu se tam podívat. Komína se kouří, někdo je doma, pejsek na zápraží, spíš na dvorku tedy, to bylo přesnější. Ahoj pejsku, máš páníčka doma? Dobrý den, buch, je někdo doma? Já jsem hodný. Chci si jenom pokecat. No tak nebuďte pane tak nevraživý. A tak víte co? Tak si trhněte nohou. Naschle. To jsem já zase. A jo, tak já už jdu. A za trest vám projedu s dolů. A to se mi nevyplatilo. Oni mají tady totiž nízký strop. Parchanti. A už zase tak jedem. Ježiš, zasekávání. To je nepříjemné. No, hopni to, tak. A hop. To je dostihovej kůň, to je parádička. Je to blbě. Já si to tak užívám. No kdy jindy, když ne teď. Co to tady je? Nějaký tábor banditů? Tady stanujou? Tábor. Se podívat. Co je to za tábor? Tyjo, tady je věcí. Můžu si to vzít. Neřekněte to na mě. Ty vole, dobrý meče. A zbroj. Ty krása. Všem sežeru polívku. No guláš, nebo co tam mají. Tak a teď se jdeme převlíknout. Dobrý nápad se tady zastavit, doufám teda aspoň. Takže... Auber těžký. Hezky. Kodoušková zdobená. Kukla zdobená plošina, to může být obojí, to je hustý. Kiris Magdebursk. Tyjo, takový plát, to je dobrý. Myšky. Své myšky. Nohy plátované. Všechno můžu mít na sobě takových vrstev, jo. Tak to je hodně hustý. Jo, akorát tady nohy. Takže krk se přesunu na koně. Ne. Tady. Tak. No ty boty jsem chtěl přesunout na koně. To se nám tahal, teď ten gabeson. přesunu na koně. Teď si dám taky na koně. Rukavice pánské. Ty jsou hustý, takže tohle přesouvám na koně. Stříbrný prostě. Šlap s hledím. Sám šlap s hledím, co se mi vypne. Nic jo, všechno. A teď mám zbroj jak svý. Teď se podívám na ty zbraně. Podle útočného čísla asi to se přidíme. Jak slab. Můžu ho mít. Na koně. Na koně. Na koně. Na koně. Na koně. Tak, teď podívám. Tyjo, tak teď jsem borec, si dá, ukáž. Aha, když bojuju, tak on si schodí hledík. No to je hodně hustý. Haha. Tak to považuji za docela úspěšný, ale sekira. Sebereme ji a prodáme ji. To nemůžu sebrat. Moc se omlouvám, že se vám všechno tady prostě ukradl. Ale nemáte si to tady nechat, nebo si to máte zamknout. To štít. Aha, štít můžu taky. Ještě bych měl něco poslat na koně. Jsem přetížen. 6 kg. Co mám na sobě? Vestu pošlu na koně. Pošel na koně, nevím. Kolik, já už to nesu. Dobrý, tak můžeme jet. Ale mám také pocit, že se začíná smívat. Takže tady asi přespím do rána. Že mi neokradou zase zpátky. Do kolika chci spát? Do 5 do rána. A už je ráno, no, pomalu začíná být. A novým dobrodružstvím vstříc.
I can't leave now. I still have obligations here.
Aha, já jdu špatně. Ale kdybych najel špatně, tak bych nenašel ty super věci. Ale ten zvuk, jak je na to dřevo, jo. Je hustý. Hodný nebo zlý? Hodný. Takže kdyby byl zlý, tak to bych hodně rychle utíkal. Hodný nebo zlý?
Hey, I need directions.
Ale mohla by to být léčka, buď ve střehu. Však ho rozsekáme.
Excuse me, can you assist me?
Že to je léčka. Sadím si, že to je léčka.
I'm honored that a knight such as you takes an interest in me.
Ale ne, taky mají za rytíře. Tam se na kulhavýho může.
I'm looking for a fellow who lives here, but I don't know his name. Do you know anyone with a limp?
What would you want with him? Well, it's no skin off my nose. The bastard has a cottage on the edge of the village by the road to Ratai.
Where are you going?
To Ushitz. I have to see the bailiff.
I'm a little lost myself, actually. Give me a moment to look around and figure out where we are.
Thanks.
Jaký mají za rytíře, jak tam se přehlíd, to je hustý. Takže... Skalice, rovná, kde pak jsou Užice? No jo. Rata je. No jo. Tamhle. Rovná. Skalice, Užice, tyjo. Ale mi to nějaký povědomí. Užice. Rata je. Rata je. Ajho. Jo, tak to bude asi na sever. Ještě to ověřím. Na sever, no. Tak pane, na sever.
Where are you going?
To Ushitz. I have to see the bailiff.
Go north, through the woods.
Ah, thank you very much.
To bylo dobrý.
Be a bit more careful.
Neboj, budu opatrný. A tam totiž jdu taky do těch Užic, ještě jsem tam nikdy nebyl. To je na tom to nejvtipnější, anebo nejsmutnější. Schovaj se jenom pod stříčkou, hezký. Ještě jsem si nikdy nezastavil tady u toho oltáře, nebo to je muka, nebo jak oni tomu říkají. Boží muka. Patches, O Holland, Dakota, Scott, Cisco, Amber, Jan Steinem, Štulík. Já jsem myslel, že neumím číst. Si kopřivu. Rytíř, co sbírá kopřivu. Tam vytrám kopřivy, vole, aspoň. Tak pokračujeme. To krásný východ slunce. To je žrádýlko. Oh. To je nádhera. Ty shadery. Tady jsou ty Užice, aha. Ne, to nejsou ještě Užice, to jenom projedu a jedu dál. Nějaká cesta, že by tady takhle. Já tady projdu a pak doprava. Asi. Jo, dáme před můstek, to je paráda. Tak, koukneme si to správně, ale jo. Pozor králíku, nebo tě můj kůň kopne. No a to vezmu tady terénem, abych jel přímou cestou. Třeba i na něco zajímavého narazím. Jak to bývá, když odbočím z hlavní cesty. No, co jsem to říkal, chaloupka. Chaloupko, chaloupko, ať je mi vhod. Otoč se, ať je ke mně tvůj vchod. Je něco zajímavého. Ani ne. Ještě kus. Ještě pořádný kus. Mám se tady zastavit. No, nedáme to. Jsem prostě takovej průzkumník neboli explorer. A musím všechno náležitě prošmejdit. Jo, kamarádi mi říkají, že jsem šmejd, tak tady šmejdím. No tak prostě, když už si ty level designéři s tím dali takovou práci, tak to přece jen tak hloupě neprojedu a prohlídnu si to pořádně, co pro mě za ty prachy. Ale vesničan, dobrý den.
I'm honored that a knight such as you takes an interest in me.
I'm looking for a fellow who lives here, but I don't know his name. Do you know anyone with a limp?
Aye, there is one fellow with a limp. I can't imagine what you'd want with the likes of him, but that's your affair. He lives in a cottage on the edge of the village by the road to Neuhof.
Přijedeme na Neuhof, jo, to je opačný směr, ne? Ty Neuhof je tady dole. A prostě pokračujeme dál podle plánu. Chlap může být taky blbej, že jo? A nebo taky svině. Tak jdem dál. Děkuji, pane, za informaci. Že bych mu vyplel zahrádku? Vyplejeme mu zahrádku, hopla. Já chci květák. Pěkný. Asi není to vegetarián. Si žere jenom maso. Je, to je jezírko. Jsem zaleskla ta voda, to bylo úplně kouzelný. Nové místo, zajímavost. Ale co za zajímavost? Já tu zajímavost chci vidět. Jestli je to jezírko, jakože to je zajímavost, že to je hezký, anebo jestli tam ještě jako nějaká další zajímavost. Jo, ale neměl bych asi ve zbroji chodit do vody, co? Ani se podíváme, co se stalo. Neušpinili se. Ne, zatím ne. No, neriskoval bych ve zbroji líst do vody. Wow, to má spát. A nic, tak nic zajímavého jsem nepřišel, tak jdeme dál a jdeme dál. A tě tady ten útok pískáč. A jsme v Ujusích, tak kde pak ten mapka vidí? Pěkný místo ty Užice. Tak prostě pojedeme někam k centru a tam se zeptáme. Nádherná vesnice, ty Užice. Nebydle tam ten smrd, tak bych tady docela rád bydlel. Máme se nějaký babičky, zeptáme se jich. Dobrý den, matko. Matko. Nebojte se mě. Nic, zeptám zde pána. Dobrý den, Vašku.
God be with you.
I'm looking for a fellow who lives here, but I don't know his name. Do you know anyone with a limp?
What would you want with him? Well, it's no skin off my nose. The bastard has a cottage on the edge of the village, by the road to Rattay.
Trénink. Jezdství.
I'd like you to show me how to ride a horse better.
Certainly.
I'd like to practice the basics.
All right, but it'll cost you.
Maybe another time.
Damn!
Chcete, že bude doma ten bož? A řezník tady. Chcete nádherná vesnice. To je boží, no to je úplně zvlášť. To se vstává. No, to je... Tady to někde musí být, tady zaparkujeme. Prostě silnice samozřejmě. Co se tady děje?
Move along, citizens. Move along. There's nothing to see here.
If that's what you call nothing to see, I'd like to know what something to see looks like.
By the keys of St. Peter, this is all I need. We'll have to send word to Sir Hanush.
That might not be necessary.
Who are you?
I'm Henry of Skalitz, in the service of Hanush's Captain Bernard. I'm investigating the attack at Neuhof, and I think this could be related.
Well, I'm the bailiff of Auschwitz. And I say we don't want any of that kind of trouble around here. What makes you think this has anything to do with Neuhof?
One of the folk at the stud farm recognized someone from Auschwitz among the bandits.
We have no bandits or murderers around here.
Really? They say he had a limp?
Allow me to introduce you to Limpy Lubosh, or all that's left of him.
Sakra. Nothing's ever easy.
I'll have to take a look around and ask a few more questions, if that's all right with you.
You can take this mess off my hands and welcome to it. As for what else there is to find out, I don't know. But look and ask all you like.
Who was Limpy Lubosh?
A poor crofter and a scoundrel. Can't say I'm too surprised what happened to him. He kept company with all sorts of vermin. He was always getting into some kind of trouble. Punch-ups in the tavern and what have you.
How are you, Henry?
How come he limped?
He got that from some villainy or brawl a long time ago.
Has he been up to anything suspicious lately?
I don't know. The last few days he didn't go anywhere. He was home the whole time. But he always kept everyone in the village at arm's length.
Did he have any kith or kin in the village?
None. A loner he was. I don't know the last time I saw him with anyone.
Do you happen to know where he was on the night of the Neuhof raid?
I've no idea. He kept his distance from other folk, so you never knew if he was away or holed up at home.
When did you find the body? And did anyone see anything?
Just now, and nobody saw or heard anything. I don't know how they could gut him like that without someone hearing him scream.
What's this? Looks like someone's hit him very hard on the head. Could they have bludgeoned him to death and then gutted him? That would explain why he didn't scream.
Radši zavřu kvůli vesničanům. Velmi zámek snadné, když nemám pod klíč. Jako... Jsem hier na co, takhle tam krádem mrzínu, ale tak prostě nepotřebuje. Jsme přetížený o 2 kila. Jako tohleto vyhodí, už to už je zkažený. Tohleto přesun na koně. No. Směs. Dál to už můžu žít. se ještě... Já to tady musím říct, je moc hezký. Škoda, že už si to neužije. To je vše. Jdu to obínout ven.
Be a bit more careful.
Promiň. Zde nezapál, prosím tě. Ale, co je? Nic jo, tak mapa. Pátím se. Postavená chata. Chalupa teda. Je tady prostě co pak nepíšou. Chci něco kurva bože, sám řeknu. Ale tam by nestydilo. Tak, udělám si zastávku. Přestávku na záchod, ne zastávku na náchod. Tak jsem zpátky. Jsem zpět. Tak už jsem tady. Můžeme pokračovat v krasové jízdě. Takže pak mi odpoví na mé všetečné otázky. Tady už když bych se mohl začít ptát, tak tamhle nějakého muže, se ho budeme zeptat. To bude se nějaký koželuch.
I'm honored that a knight such as you takes an interest in me.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Leipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
I don't know nothing about it, but ask all you want.
That man Lubosh who was murdered, what was he like?
I didn't really know him. He kept to himself, even in the tavern.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Come to think of it, he was in church yesterday. He was even talking to the priest and went to confession. I was wondering what he was up to take to the faith all of a sudden. But I suppose no sin's too dark for God's mercy.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
I was coming from the tavern very late that night, and I caught a glimpse of someone entering the village. He looked like he was in a hurry. It was only a shadow against the sky. But after what happened, I wouldn't wonder.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with? Relatives or friends?
Not with anyone from the village. He used to sit in the tavern next to us sometimes, but he never said much.
Tak to bude asi všechno zatím.
That's all. Thank you.
I'm honored that a knight such as you takes an interest in me.
What the hell was that?
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Leipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
I don't know nothing about it, but ask all you want.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with? Relatives or friends?
Not with anyone from the village. He used to sit in the tavern next to us sometimes, but he never said much.
That's all. Thank you.
Říká to sám v podstatě. Jdeme tady dál. Ani se zeptáme.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Leipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Ask away.
Do you know who Lubosh used to spend time with? Kin or friends?
He was always a loner, except lately he started talking to the parish priest of all people.
Who was this Lubosh who was murdered?
He was a drunkard and a beast, and lazy too. Idle hands are the devil's tools.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
The only thing seemed suspicious was how a rogue like him suddenly started going to church. Now I see why, of course.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
What do I care about that scoundrel? I was glad he stayed out of my way.
That's all. Thank you.
Se vrátím pro koně. Dělám koně. Zase se můžu přivolat. Se stoulala na ty mrcholína. Se mi to ukazuje. Někam sem.
Hey, is someone there?
I hope I can be of help to you, Knight.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
I don't know nothing about it, but ask all you want.
That's all. Thank you.
Nic takového neřekne. To ukáže. Nahoru na cestu. No nic. Budeme připravit toho kostela. Mě odkazují na faráře a na kostel, tak uvidíme, co mi velebníček prosradí. Krásná klemba. Nějaký trošku vyplundovaný kostel, no. A ve jménu Otce, Syna a Ducha Svatého. Amen. O faráři ani památek, ale jestli jsem dobře informovaný, tak vždycky poblíž kostela by mohla být i fara. To je toto. Bojovník. Měl cvičit, ale cvičit nechci. Pak může být fara. Tamhle je fara. To nebude asi fara, to je na místnost. Ty takový chlebe, to si dáte prdel. Vy nemáte hřbitov, že musíte tady veskovat lepky. To jako je lepka chudých. Pojďte moc lidí, ne? Musíte. Kde je fara? Tam se chlápka tady. Jo, to je farář, vidíte.
The blessings of our good Lord be with you, Father. I'm here in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa, investigating the massacre at Neuhof, which seems to be connected to a murder here. Can I ask you a few questions?
It seems Sir Hanush is employing children as investigators. But ask as you wish, boy. I hope this nasty business will be cleared up quickly.
Did you know Lubosh? What was he like?
A bit of a lost soul. Simple, rough fellow, but at heart I don't think he was such a bad person.
Did you notice anything suspicious recently?
My child, all sorts of suspicious things have been going on recently. People like Lubosh don't know what to do about it, and sometimes they do stupid things.
That's really not a lot of help to me, Father.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing on the day Neuhof was raided?
Unfortunately, I do know. And I'd like to help you with your investigation, but I can't.
What?
I'm bound by certain vows that forbid me to tell you.
Vows more important than catching dangerous murderers?
There are laws of God above the laws of man, son. and one of those is the sanctity of the confessional.
Father, surely you can't be serious. There must be situations in which you can make an exception.
There are things that apply always, no matter what the circumstances, and this is one of them.
For heaven's sake, Father, can you really look me in the eye and tell me that, when you know you may be condemning innocent people to death?
I can, because if I broke that vow, the consequences would be much worse than if I didn't. Maybe not immediately, but one day. The mills of God grind slowly.
Father, Lubosh was my only lead to the Neuhof raiders. Only he could tell me who was responsible for that massacre. If I don't find out who it was, it will probably happen again. Surely you wouldn't want that.
I wouldn't. But I can't betray the sanctity of the confessional. I'll tell you what. Give me some time and I'll try to think up some way of helping you. Suppose we talk it over in the evening, in the tavern, over a cup of good wine. Maybe we'll come up with something.
All right. Thank you, Father.
Výborně. Tak si zatím dojdeme za tím písařem. Novinář. Písaře, má vchod. Je. Dobré, pane písař.
Good day to you.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Leiper. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Of course. Ask away.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Well, now I think of it, I hadn't seen him around for a while. No idea where he was skulking.
That man Lubosh who was murdered, what was he like?
He was a drunk who was always looking for a fight. No.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
Not a clue.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with? Relatives or friends?
He was a loner. He didn't even have any mates in the tavern.
That's all. Thank you.
I'd like to learn to read.
You? You don't look like the makings of a priest or clerk. But why not? I've taught all sorts. Bear in mind, it won't be all that easy. You'll need plenty of time and a few groschen for my trouble.
All right. I don't want to waste time. We can get started. The sooner I master it, the better.
Very well. I will require some groschen from you, though, and set aside at least a couple of days so I can put you through your paces, if indeed time is of the essence.
Here are your groschen.
Then we may as well start. No. He did break his vow, but better than to dishonor it here. May he follow his heart. Wake up, lad. It's time we were getting on. So, let's see you read a bit. There's a book here on the table. Try to read it.
Will I manage?
You ought to be able to. It's a simple text. Come back once you've worked your way through it.
Jednoho dne chudý sedlák objeví v hnízdě své husy zlaté vejce. Sedlák nemůže uvěřit svému štěstí. ještě méně věří, když se zlatá snůžka druhý den pokračuje. Každý další den, jakmile se probudí, spěchá k huse a nachází další zlaté vejce. Stane se velkým boháčem s bohatstvím, však přichází chamtivost a netrpělivost. Sedlákovi se nechce čekat každý den na jedno zlaté vejce. Rozhodne se, že husu zabije a vezme si všechna zlatá vejce najednou. Když však husu otevře, zjistí, že je prázdná. Urá, naučil jsem se číst. Nějakou knížku u sebe. Co je?
God be with you.
Co tam dělá? Se nejíme. Prozkoumáme neprozkoumaná místa. To je nádherný chalupy celé. Ale shooting range, neboli střelnice.
I hope I can be of help to you, Knight.
Is there someone here who can compete with me in archery?
Of course. What do you think this range is for? First, I'll explain the rules to you. You shoot 7, 13, or 21 arrows, depending on who you're shooting against. The straw surround is worth 1 point, the white ring 2, and the bullseye 3. Whoever finishes shooting first gets 3 extra points. The round ends when everyone is finished shooting, and whoever has the most points wins. It's the custom to wager on it, to make it more interesting, see? The better the archers you shoot against, the higher the stakes.
All right, that seems straightforward.
Just one more thing. Don't leave while the contest is underway, and never aim or shoot at anything but the target. Otherwise, you're out. Got it?
Got it.
How good are you with a bow? So I can find you a suitable opponent. It doesn't matter. At least you'll get a bit of practice. Beginners shoot 7 arrows around. Splendid! Here's some arrows for you. But you can use your own if you want. Meanwhile, I'll round up the competition. Right, archers. Let's begin.
Contest over, masters.
What are you playing at with that weapon?
Hey, you're not allowed to walk around here with a weapon drawn. Put it away.
Další proškované místo. A na hospody. Zelenář, druhý. Máš tu pápce, no vidím. Vždycky zajímají prostě opuštěná stavení. Ještě do nenavštívené místo. Nahoře.
someone there?
Co už umíš číst? Nic moc. Hanlíř, no. Další to má ten kůl. Tak.
Good day to you. What do you need?
I'd like to buy a horse.
Well, now, have you seen our steeds?
I have. Fine animals.
Nothing but the best here. Is there one in particular you fancy?
I'll have to think it over.
Jo, ostrovy, jo. Já nemám žádný prachy.
Let's talk about the price.
Naturally.
I'll go for that. I'd like to discuss the price.
Why not?
I'll go for that.
Jsem teď dělají.
Let's talk about the price.
Sure, why not?
I knew we'd come to an arrangement.
Kolik je hodin ve hře? 14:50. Podíváme se.
What's that? What's it doing? Hey!
My respects to you.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa.
Sir Hanush gives a job like that to a young fellow like you?
That man Lubosh who was murdered.
He was a strange one. Oh?
That's all. Thank you.
Regards to your man.
I'll tell him.
Ten má hlídne dovnitř. Je tam mají.
What the hell was that? What's going on there?
A udělal ty hospody.
Hey, who's there?
God bless.
I hope I can be of help to you, Knight.
Is there anything suspicious going on in these parts?
Indeed there is. Just last night, Father Godwin was here, calling fire and brimstone down on old Gertrude, the herb woman. He's not one to make a fuss over some trifle either. And there's more. Around here, you should hear about what Vashek the groom has been up to at the stables. When the head groom told the lads here, they fell off their seats laughing.
Is there anything suspicious going on in these parts?
Nothing out of the...
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa.
I don't know nothing about it.
That's all. Thank you.
Look where you're going.
Jsme tam mluvit o ničem jiném než o Lubošovi. Jen tak pokecat.
Have you got a bed for the night?
Certainly. For how long?
Just the one night?
No problem, but you pay in advance.
Here you are.
You'll like it here. Like sleeping on a cloud, it is.
Where do I go to sleep?
You'll have no trouble finding it. Right inside the door to the building, there's a ladder up to the loft. Your bed's ready there, and a trunk for your belongings.
Žeblík, no. Pak najdeme žeblík. Primitivní hotel, ale hustý. Světla ještě je 6 hodin večer, jo. Teď se můžu smívat. A už je chrápat. Tak 2 hodinky dáme ještě. Už se začíná slejzat.
I'm sorry I can't tell you everything, but maybe we can work something out. But first I'd like to hear something about you, my son. With whom do I have the honor? Where are you from?
I'm from Skalitz.
Oh, I'm sorry. What about your kin?
They're dead.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Here, we'll drink to them. It must have been terrible.
It was terrible. It seemed so pointless. We had no warning. They just appeared and began the slaughter. God knows why. They killed anyone who didn't make it to the shelter of the castle. My parents, my girl, even the Deutsch who was on Sigismund's side. I didn't make it to the castle. I wanted to try and help my parents, but there was nothing I could do. Then I fled to Talmberg with the Cumans on my heels. They almost killed me. They slaughtered people in the surrounding villages. There was a pile of bodies in front of the church in Rovno. Folk who tried to take refuge there, but they...
My poor child. May God grant them eternal rest. And how did you come to get this assignment? I'd have expected Sir Hanush to send that old grouch Bernard.
He did, but I found a witness and the trail led here to Uzhitz, so he sent me here to follow it up.
Ah, well, congratulations. It's nice to see someone using their head to find things out instead of torture. We'll have to drink to that. Now the most important thing. What actually happened in Neuhof? The good folks hereabout are saying all kinds of terrible things, but I take most of it with a pinch of salt.
The rumours aren't exaggerated this time, unfortunately. The Neuhof stud farm was raided by bandits, but they didn't come to pillage or even take the horses. They only wanted to kill. They maimed the horses and slaughtered some people. I'm sure they would have killed more, but the bandits quarrelled among themselves and broke off the attack. And judging by what's left of our Lubosh, they're still settling accounts.
I see it's every bit as bad as people claimed. Dreadful. Well then, here's to those poor souls who had to die so pointlessly and so terribly.
I've told you all about me. Now it's your turn, Father. You don't look much like our parish priest at home. Well, we've had an agreeable chat, but now let's get down to business. So, about this confessional seal. Do you really want more innocent people to die?
Henry, that's not how it works. There are matters in which you can't make exceptions because if you do it once, you'll forever be tempted to do it again. If people stop believing in the church because their confessional secrets are betrayed, they won't trust anyone, and that's worse than even the most hideous crime.
I understand, but that means I've reached a dead end. Those cutthroats will strike again and I can't stop them.
Chin up, lad. I might have a solution.
What?
If I tell you what Lubosh told me, I'd be betraying the confessional secret. But, first thing tomorrow, I'll try something I think might help you.
Word of honor?
On my soul.
I always wondered about the things a priest tells his congregation. Where on earth do you get the ideas for your sermons?
Well, Uzhitz is in Prague. It's not enough to instruct people. They have to be entertained, too. If I only read from the Bible, I'd soon be preaching to an empty church.
Our priest wasn't exactly a bard. So what do you preach to your flock about?
It has to be something topical. Condemning vices. And, of course, describing them in detail. The tongue lashing about the two popes goes down well these days. And stories from real life, with a nice moral to them, are popular as well. Especially if they're about fornication and similar scandalous vices.
Can you give me an example?
Well, recently a priest by the name of Jan Hus started preaching in Prague, in the Czech language, and the people liked it. I hear he always has a full house. A journeyman who heard him told me what Hus is preaching, and I like the sound of it. I'm thinking about putting it in my own repertoire.
What's so amazing about it?
The preaching of Master Jan Hus about Mother Church. The lamentable wealth in which the church is drowning has turned to poison. And nearly the whole of Christendom is contaminated. Just like a flock of hungry ravens, they settled on this land to devour every grain of gold and silver. They know no mercy. Their hearts are corrupted by longing for wealth, and they shamelessly profit from everything. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay and you will have absolution. What if the devil himself were to pay? Would he ascend to heaven too? With such money gained from the poor, they buy beautiful horses to ride and needless servants to pamper them. They gamble at dice and dress their whores in expensive furs, while Jesus Christ walked barefoot and had no place to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too. Amen.
Well, this Jan Hus character is quite a rebel.
Oh, the congregation will love it.
I don't doubt it.
Let's drink to that.
Funny. That last bit reminds me of someone.
What do you mean? My situation's completely different. Huth preaches against the prelates and the clerics who are robbing the poor. Look at me. I don't have a pot to piss in. I'm no better off than the folk I preach to. I'm one with them in poverty and suffering and everything that troubles them. I drink with them and curse those stuffed habits in Sasau Monastery.
What do you think of this Jan Hus?
He's certainly a wise man. A little overzealous for my taste. If he got out of Prague and came here for a look, I'm sure he'd stop condemning drinking and lying with women.
Where can I find out more about his teachings?
You like it? I copied down some of his sermons. If you're interested, you can read them at my presbytery.
What do the common folk think of it?
They like it. They're happy to hear someone say what they think themselves, but are afraid to say aloud. Things that make them angry. And they're calling for change. In a few years, it'll have grown beyond control. You mark my words, the people will rise up and the church will be shaken to its very foundations.
Yeah, unless they burn him at the stake first.
Nonsense. They can't burn a master of the most respected university in Europe.
Don't you think it's a bit odd when someone boozes and lives in sin with a woman and then criticises the Pope for debauchery?
No, I don't.
Thanks for the sermon, but I think I've been morally uplifted enough. Oh, it's getting quite late. What are your plans, Father?
What do you suppose? We have a drink, of course.
Ah, that sounds like a good plan.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Enough of this!
Bailiff, come over here, sit down and have a drink with us.
Don't vex me again, Father. It's 3 hours past dusk, and curfew is long gone.
So what?
So, I'll have you all whipped and put in the stocks, and I'll write a letter to the bishop about you, priest.
Well, nothing to worry about then. Everyone knows the only one around here who can ride is me.
Enough! Men, throw them out. Oh.
Oh. Oh. You looking for a fight? Henry, back me up.
Wow.
No! Well landed. I'm going to enjoy. That's gonna cost you your life.
So, my dear, would you like to have a little ring on the bell? No sooner said than done.
I'd love to. And Henry, too, I'm sure. Right, Henry?
Stop that nonsense, Godwin. Are you out of your mind? What will people say?
They can say what they like. What do I care? What do they do to me? What's the step? Here we are. Look at this beauty.
Oh. We can't do this, can we?
Who says? Get ringing, wench.
This is wonderful.
Ah, bloody elf.
And now, my dears, comes the climax of the evening.
Godwin, you old goat.
Come here. Oh.
The priest has mounted up. What do you say, Henry? Shall we take a little ride of our own?
Well, I have to say that was a fine evening.
Godwin, you beast! Get up! Do you hear me? Wake up, you drunkards!
Oh, fucking hell. Where the... Oh, what the... Oh, who the hell are you? Oh, Henry. My great friend, Henry. Didn't we have a wonderful time?
Well, you certainly did, you old lecher. Now you better pull yourself together quick. You haven't much time. There's some water and something to eat on the table there, but if I were you, I would move my hairy arse before my flock eats me alive.
Oh, step on in my head. Oh, my guts. Oh, my poor suffering stomach. Oh, what was that woman on about?
Before my flock eats me alive. I've forgotten something. What have I forgotten?
Where the fuck am I?
What the fuck was it? Mass! Oh shit, I have to say mass. I gotta say mass. You have to help me.
How? You're the priest.
I can't do it in this state. Maybe the liturgy. But I have to give a sermon as well. Oh, this is a disaster. They're gonna excommunicate me. I'd like to help you, but you can. You can do the sermon for me.
What? So, first I investigate a murder no one once investigated. Then I drunkenly keep the whole town up all night. And now you want me to preach at them from the pulpit? Do you want them to burn us at the stake?
No. No, I've got it. Suppose that Sir Radzig's protege. You just came from studying in Prague. And you want to share the words of Master Jan Hus, who you recently heard preaching there. Henry, look, from what I remember, we might have overdone it a bit last night. And if the bailiff or someone else complains about me, the bishop's gonna have my guts for garters. So I'd appreciate it. Stop gaping at me like a stuffed squirrel and start helping.
You're mad. You're stark raving mad.
I'm not. It's a perfect plan. It's flawless. Oh. How about this? If you help me with this, I'll tell you who Lubosh's cronies are.
So all at once the confessional seal isn't so sacred?
Don't mock me. I won't give you a second chance.
Well, all right. I can't make any promises about what'll happen.
No, neither can I.
What do you want me to do exactly?
I'll go and start the liturgy. Then I'll introduce you. You give the sermon I told you yesterday in the tavern, and that's that. No need to drag it out. If it turns out well, I'll tell you what I know about Lubosh.
Christ almighty. Fine then. We have a deal.
Wonderful. Let's get to it then. What's the matter with you? We have to...
I thought he'd never show up. The swamp.
Look at him. He can hardly walk after his capers last night.
You were with them, you beast. Just you wait.
Look at him. Mother of God, any minute now he'll throw up.
So I couldn't sleep a wink last night with all that clamor.
In nomine Patris, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Accepit panem in sanctas ad venerabiles a manus suas. Hac facite in meam commemorationem.
Brothers and sisters, you may have had the honor of meeting Henry from Skalitz, who is here at the behest of Sir Hanush to investigate that heinous crime at Neuhof.
You might not know that Henry recently visited Prague, where, by the grace of God, was able to hear Master Jan Hus from the esteemed Charles University preaching. I've managed to persuade Henry to stand here today in my stead and tell us what he heard. Because, as you all probably know, Jan Hus is a very popular preacher in Prague. So, Henry, you may begin.
Now I'm curious which one of them will puke first.
Brothers and sisters, let me go straight to the point. I'd like to talk about the church and how corrupt it is.
That boy has a cheek.
One should not believe in the church, because the church is not God. God is above all things, and the church is but a means to salvation, which the prelates do not care to hear.
He's right.
It is the corruption of God's pastors here on earth that has brought misfortune on our heads. Plague, humans, hunger, and chaos. And it is all due to the corrupt servants of God who do not practice what they preach. They think sins can be washed away by money, and they sell indulgences, and that's bad. Because sins cannot be redeemed with silver.
Prague didn't do much for his confidence.
And what sins? They live with harlots and keep concubines, even though only marital intercourse for the purpose of procreation is pure. If someone takes a woman or man only to satisfy their own lust, who seduces them to do so but Satan? And how much darker the sin if that man is a servant of the church? Who can turn his face to God, who fornicates and then puts on priestly robes?
Nothing we don't know about already.
Enough about sin, which the prelates are so fond of preaching about, and whose absolution they promise if you only pay enough coin to Mother Church. What if the devil himself were to pay? Will the bishops tell us he too would ascend to heaven? And what about those bishops? They sin without remorse, and with the money grasped from the poor for indulgences, they keep fine horses and hordes of servants to pamper them. They play dice and garb their mistresses in expensive furs, while Christ, the Lamb of God, walked barefoot and had nowhere to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too.
Down with the prelates. Away with them.
We're fortunate to have our good father Godwin. At least he's a fair and simple man.
Welcome.
God sees what is happening on earth, and he is filled with righteous wrath that those who should seek the salvation of souls instead seek mammon and the idle comfort of lucrative posts. Blessed are the shepherds who share the poverty of their flock, who are as one with you, and bear with you the burden of this earthly pilgrimage, who do not condemn your venial sins.
Aye, all honour to Godwin. Let him drink like one of us.
That is all I heard in Prague. Amen.
The lad spoke well, considering what a soak he is. He's right, that Hus.
The young man shouldn't drink so much, but the Lord's given him a silver tongue.
I don't suppose I'll ever get to Prague, and he told it nicely.
Well, well, my boy, you have talent, and I can't deny it. And you pulled a thorn from my side. I almost didn't make it.
Yeah, I noticed. I wasn't the only one.
Oh, what's to be done? I'll make it up somehow.
So, about our bargain.
Although it's a sin.
So gluttony and fornication.
God does forgive a penitent.
So, what did Limpy Lubos tell you? Was he at Neuhof that day? Who was with him? And where are they now?
Now slow down. I'm sorry, but he didn't tell me that much.
Don't let me down after all I've been through. For you?
Well, now Lubos came to me shortly after it happened. His conscience was gnawing at him. And I must say, in the end, he turned out to be a better man than he looked. He said they had been hired through some crony of theirs. And at first they were just to steal some horses. But then it all turned sour and people started getting killed. And neither he nor his cronies wanted anything to do with that. So they fell out from the gang and fled.
Fell out? Yeah, there was a body found in the woods by Neuhof.
That would explain something. Lubos kept jabbering that he wasn't a murderer, that he didn't want to do it.
So I know that Lubos killed the murderer and he's dead too. The trouble is, I need to find the ones who are still alive. I need names and places. Did he mention any of the others?
Only nicknames. Talked about some fella called Riki from Ledechko, Pius, Timmy.
Pius. That lot are about as pious as I am ordained.
Nonsense. You would make an excellent priest. And anyhow, with your skills, you ought to be able to sniff out this Riki from Ledechko, right?
Well, we'll have to now. There's not much else to go on. Let's hope he's not hanging from the wall too.
Indeed. And I'd hate to be excommunicated for nothing. Anyhow, good luck. You watch out for yourself. These people clearly mean business. And I'd like to raise a tankard with you again sometime.
Yeah, I'll try. Although I'm not sure I'd survive another night of your debauchery.
And if anyone should ask, you heard nothing from me. I'll deny everything.
I don't doubt it.
Byl mi něco v komentáři vůbec. Jo, naštěstí jo. Vedlejší účinky chlastu. Statistiky. Nápadnost 100, síla 3, obratnost 1, vitalita 3, výřečnost 4, charisma 8.
God's sake.
Ještě se rozloučím s farářem.
And he says, that's fine. And started counting out the coin there and then.
Just like that. What I heard about.
Pane, jo, to byla jízda. Já jsem bál, že se mi stane to, co se mi stalo v Zaklínači. Že jsem se zbudil a byl jsem jenom v trenkách a neměl jsem vůbec nic, byl jsem úplně bez věcí. Tady mi aspoň zůstaly v inventáři. Což je ta lepší varianta. Já rád budu mít asi celý den kocovinu, takže nezabiju ani mouchu. Tady jsme byli s ptáčkem. Na lovu. Jan Ptáček. Jsem zachránil život šlechtice. Tady ti zpomal, než upneš do vody. No to říkám, ty hrďo. To bylo těsný, mi ustřelila prdel, jak se říká. Dívám se na chat. Napíše. Se vypneme. Ještě by možná bylo lepší jít podél vody. Já to vezmu dolů k vodě. No, nevím, jestli je to lepší, tam jsou skály. Tam jsou to tady všude. No. Tak nic, koníku zpátky. Co vzít tudy? Se nedozáme skrz křoví. Zpátečka. No, paráda. Jíčko, no, už tam jsme. Pátří smraďocha. Co pak? No, co pak můžu cítit na počítači? Pokud tímhle se přenáším zvuk a obraz. Tam se pekaře.
Good day to you. What do you need?
Najít smraďocha.
I'm looking for a fellow called Riki. Do you know him?
Riki? You mean Hinek, the courier's son?
Maybe. Do you know where I might find him?
He's not usually around here. Try asking at his home. But I hope you've got a thick skin. The old courier ain't exactly charming.
So you know this Hinek? Can you tell me something about him?
Not much, I confess. Most of the village folk avoid him like the plague.
Why's that?
No one with a nose likes spending too much time around tanners. And that Riki keeps bad company. I've never heard a good word said about him.
What can you tell me about the old courier?
He's as cantankerous as a hog in a thorn bush. He won't talk to anyone.
Why do they call Hinek Riki anyway?
He's a tanner, isn't he? If you're ever downwind of him, you'll understand. Tanning isn't a trade for the weak of stomach.
True enough. But not every courier gets cursed with a name like that.
Well, Hinek's nature is no sweeter than his smell.
Why has he got such a bad name?
Well, like his old man, he doesn't talk much to anyone. And then he's always skulking off somewhere. I heard he got a taste of the pillory in Ratai for thieving, and in Neuhof he got boozed up in the alehouse with his cronies, and they beat up some merchants.
So a bit more than high spirits.
Just so. We're all honest folk here, and we've no use for the likes of him.
Don't tell me there's not a single person who talks to him.
He's been seen around with one of the bathhouse wenches. Adela, I believe she's called.
Tak přátelé, už je hodně hodin, takže si myslím, že pro dnešek to bude stačit. A pokračovat budeme zase zítra.